Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce. Hello guys. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Let me introduce myself. Uh, my name is Ananda Arif Pradana. I'm from batch 22 from majoring in chemistry. I'm from class chemistry A. So here I will present about my coursework in philosophy. So what I'm going to talk about is the method and means of the scientific thinking. Okay, let's get started. Okay, then here are some topics that will be discussed, such as first the nature of scientific thinking, then philosophy of thinking, then weakness of the scientific method, then scientific thinking function, then scientific thinking tool, then language, mathematics, and statistics, and as a tool for scientific thinking. Okay, so the nature of science thinking. What is the nature of scientific thinking in our daily activities when we are active in our respective environment? We can be sure that we cannot be separated from thinking. The thinking process actually involves certain elements, namely a healthy brain, the five senses, process information, and the facts. Then, philosophy of thinking. What is the philosophy of thinking? According to science, the scientific method is a producer or certain ways used to obtain knowledge, which is we call science or scientific knowledge. That is wrong. To identify problem, collect data, analyze data, and draw valid conclusion. Scientific research is more objective because it's not based on the subjective feelings, experience, and intuition of researchers. Okay, next. Weakness of scientific thinking. So, what weakness of scientific thinking? We have three. First, the scope of the study. The scientific method cannot be used except an object that can be studied. Next, then the underlying assumption assumes the erasure of all uh, previous information about the object under study, and the conclusion is relative. The conclusion obtained are uncertain or called speculative. Next, science thinking function. The function of the scientific method of thinking is to assess the process of the scientific method to obtain theories and other knowledge. Scientific thinking also relies on process of inductive logic and deductive logic, such as science, science, which is a combination of inductive and deductive reasoning. Next, scientific thinking myth. The mean of scientific thinking is a tool that helps scientific activity in various steps that must be taken. Without the means of scientific thinking activities will not be carried out properly. In educational process in main of this of scientific thinking its own field, which which mean that each study of scientific thinking tools such as study various branches of science. Next, language, mathematics, and statistics as a tool for scientific thinking. First, language. Language emphasizes sound, symbol, systematic communication. Scientific language serves as communication tool to convey through the scientific thinking process. And mathematics. Science here refers to rational ability. To know and skill refers to the ability of the mind to put knowledge into action. This logical word used also be interpreted sensibly. And statistic, essential as scientific research to manage and analyze data in scientific conclusion. And finally, so end of my presentation, less and more please forgive. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jadi gak, cuy, ini udah